Welcome to this strange and virtual edition of Inside Look. I'm Megan Miller, and today I'm joined. It's Relay for Life. Unfortunately, kind of a virtual Relay for Life in this strange day and age. But I'm joined by Larry Kessler, Brittany Toth, and Barbara Benoit. Welcome, guys.
Thank you. Hello.
How you doing?
So number one, let's start with this. With everything going on, how strange was it for you to come up with the decision to do everything virtually?
So I guess I'll start. It was definitely an interesting challenge that was put in front of us. We've been meeting bi-weekly as a committee to discuss the different opportunities, challenges, and together they've helped create this event for Hope from Home and make it unique for Greater Attleboro while still participating with all of Mass, Maine, and New Hampshire for this one virtual day. So I'm proud of them.
Anybody else have anything to add to that as how odd it was to come to this conclusion?
Yeah, I think it's hard. It's Barbara. It's hard with, we're so used to going to, an event with a field that you can walk around the track and all the activities that we had planned. However, I do think that our main activities that we do, so like our survivor ceremony, as well as our other Luminaria. That's sorry, I couldn't think of that. Luminarias. All of those are part of this Hope from Home on Sunday. So a lot of work went into getting online Luminara bags and pictures of survivors and entertainment, as well as some other activities throughout the day, so people can participate however they want on it.
No, it's very interesting, and it's a great idea. Now, like you said, it's bizarre, and you talk about how you can get luminary bags and you can donate online. Now, that is what's coming up on Sunday. I know I've read articles that Larry's written and everything. I mean, number one, it's strange, but great idea. Tell me about what's going to go on Sunday.
Yeah, well,
so at 1 o'clock. Go ahead, Larry.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no, sorry. As you probably saw what I had written, and I'll give a brief outline of the general. Like Barbara mentioned, some of the ceremonies that we had, that we normally do in a regular relay will be there. And I'm just going to give you a brief outline, and Brittany or Barbara can go into more detail. But it's going to start. First of all, the window it's on Facebook, and Brittany can give you the details to access it. But it's the window is between 1 and 6:30 with an opening ceremonies with pre-recorded speeches. I know and some other material at the opening ceremony. And then as far as the major events go, the 3 p.m. Survivor ceremony definitely is a major event, and for us personally in the Attleboro Relay, it's always a great thing because the survivors normally start their lap on the track at 6 o'clock, and then they have a probably one of the more memorable aspects of the relay. They have we have a survivor lap after the luminaries are lit, and then normally there's a bagpiper who does a silent lap, so we want to still make sure we are honoring our survivors, and we will be doing that at 3 p.m. And there will be then a separate luminary ceremony at 5:30, which, as Barbara said, a lot of those virtual luminaries will be on a video format. I believe they'll be scrolling, or Brittany can tell you exactly how that will actually happen. But she and her did a lot of work on that because she got names from people, and they had to be put in virtually. Had to be digitized on there. And then the closing ceremony with speeches will be at 6:30. But in between, there are a lot of activities, entertainment, and some other fitness activities, and we will be doing sponsor recognition, which Brittany can add to.
Yeah, so
yeah.
The Luminaria ceremony is a mixture of pictures of loved ones that people have sent in, pictures of bags from either previous years or bags that they've created this year, and then names that were submitted through our website or through email to create virtual bags, and it's all being strung together for a virtual Luminaria ceremony in video format. So it's going to be a slideshow of all those bags together. As of last week, we had over 500 bags, and I'm sure that's going to be so much larger by the time Sunday comes. So that's kind of what the Luminaria is looking like. And the Survivor ceremony, similar to that, is a mixture of videos and pictures of survivors from the Relay for Life of Greater Attleboro, as well as other events throughout Mass, Maine, and New Hampshire that are being strung together to create our Survivor ceremony.
Now, Barbara, I know you have a little sample of what the bags look like.
Yes, I do. So if you can see them, can you see them?
I can.
So this is just an example of the Luminara bags that are either in memory of a loved one or in recognition of a survivor. And we normally put those out around the track. So this is just a couple of examples of what I'm going to be putting out in my backyard. And some of my team are going to come over throughout the afternoon and put their bags out, do a couple of walks around my backyard. And then I am going to put glow sticks in them at night in my yard and send Brittany some pictures of them to put up on our Greater Attleboro website. So people are getting creative. We have somebody else on our ELT team who's going to do some type of bike ride event through, a town, a bike trail that's open. So people are trying to get creative with ways to still recognize that this is relay time. And, although we're missing our regular event, it's still a way to celebrate and honor our survivors.
Now, I think it's fantastic. And I can't only imagine what a weird adaptation it is. But now, is this more work for you there, Brittany?
Yes and no. So I think it's more work that in the fact that we had already planned a relay and we had to pivot and find ways to create the content we had already planned on in the virtual setting. So it was almost like we had to create a whole new event in a matter of 2 months. But at the same time, since we're doing this with other events across the 3 states, I had lots of help, and we actually had a work group of staff from the American Cancer Society who were working on different components. So it was kind of nice that we had that aspect since we normally don't get to work on an event altogether.
Yeah, I think as far as talking about whether, like you had mentioned, Nick, about it being how strange it is. Yeah, it's strange from the beginning, but we met. Brittany has been very steady captains for us for the committee, because we met back we had our first virtual meeting. We had to go virtual as a committee was in March. I think it was March 16th, and then we were still actually, because most people were, okay, well, this might pass, and we were holding out hope for a physical event, so we didn't take any action, but we started talking about what we may want to do. And I don't know if it was then or our next meeting, but we emphatically, as a group, unanimously said we do not want to cancel the event. And I think that Brittany also was giving us a chance, well, do we want to postpone it? And then we said, well, we don't know what, by then, might have been April, we didn't know what what was going to happen. And we said, well, we want to at least do something now. So that's why the virtual event, but it was very strongly as a committee that everybody wanted to do something now, because this mission that we do is very important, as the Cancer Society said, and as maybe people have seen ads for and whatnot. But it's COVID has been horrendous, once in a lifetime. Let's say everybody was over 102 for the Spanish flu pandemic, but I mean, this has been extraordinary. But unfortunately, other things don't stop. And other diseases and other causes don't stop, and they will get, in this case, they will get short shrift with all the people naturally wanting to give to the COVID, benefits, and that's understandable. But, people unfortunately are still getting cancer, still need to get treatment, still need to get to dropped off at places. And so, like, the work that we do, we felt was important. And so we did not want to cancel this event, and we started to commit to the virtual event. And through her leadership, and we met every 2 weeks and online, but people threw out ideas, and hopefully and like she said, with the other regional events, hopefully we put together an event that, yes, it's going to be totally different and strange, but it's still going to be raising money for the society.
Do you think this in many ways might raise more money?
That's a tough question to answer right now, since right now we're not trending to raise more. However, I hope that we're able to gain some traction with people like you helping us spread the word and hopefully at least hit our goal. Right now we are just shy of $44,000. Still very far to hit our goal of 160, but if we could at least hit $75,000 by Sunday, I would be very proud.
Are you all in agreement with that?
Oh yeah, whatever we get now, it's really, the old cliche, icing on the cake. But I mean, because it's I think as a committee we started talking too, and we knew just most of, if not everybody on the committee is either a team captain or on a team. I mean, I'm on the All in the Family team, which I've been for the last several years, and so you are raising your own money and you're conscious of that. And I started in, like, I think end of January or beginning of February, and it's a good thing I did. But then we hit a lull, and then I also got to a point where, I must admit, and you say it was strange, but I got to the point of being discouraged. I think we all did at some point. But then I started to rebound myself and say, well, we have to do what we have to do. And I've been surprised that in the last several weeks I've gotten a lot more donations to my pages, and I see the donations coming in. So maybe people realize that that the causes that they have supported in the past are still important. Maybe more money will come in, but just the fact that we're doing it and we have a presence online, and we've gotten a lot of sponsors, which we will be saluting and thanking them as part of this virtual event. So that just because of this has come together, let's let community know that we are still here for them. We appreciate it. This will be the 22nd year for the Greater Attleboro Relay, and they have been in our corner for more than for the 22 years, and we appreciate that, and we embrace the community support, which has always been good. The previous event that you had us on, the art show that Lynn Fawcett and the Art Museum had done, we were overwhelmed with the number of people who came. Definitely on the opening, and also Mehmet said that during the week, and people were very impressed and very touched by that display. So we know that the community cares for us, and we want to give back, and we still say that we are still here for them.
No, and
and I would just add that the fundraising, I found that the fundraising that I was doing, that a lot of the people that have donated to me in the past still continue to support me again this year, even though there were a lot of other worthy causes out there as well. So, it's been challenging, but at the same point, if you ask people and they can, they are donating. So it's very good. Very happy about that.
Now, what I want to mention before we get in how people can donate, like the logistics of that, you mentioned the sponsors. That's great that they've stuck by you this whole time. Can you mention who they are? Are they the usual?
Absolutely. So we still have Plain Ridge Park Casino being a presenting sponsor for us. They had given us our check early in the year, so even though they're closed, they're still involved. Sturdy Memorial Hospital is a continuing sponsor of ours as well. And then we have various smaller sponsors for our ad book. So even though our ad book isn't going to be in the same format it normally is, and we do not have nearly as many ads, we are very thankful for the 10 businesses that still decided to support us. And we'll have a slideshow ad book this year instead of our printed ad book.
That's fantastic, because a lot of times you think, oh, maybe they're like, well, it's just a virtual thing, blah, blah, blah. It's great to see those people stick by you.
Yes, we're very lucky to have such an amazing community who is still there for us, whether we're in person or virtual.
Now I'm watching this and I want to donate, because normally I'd usually donate, obviously face to face or the day of the event. How do I go about doing that now?
So you can visit relayforlife.org/Greater Attleboro MA and donate right to our website. If there is a specific participant you want to donate to, all of our participants' names show up on the website. You can click and choose to donate directly to them or donate to the event. But it's relayforlife.org/Greater Attleboro MA.
Now, what if I don't know how this works. You can correct me if I'm wrong, but I want to donate to a community, maybe not North Attleboro, maybe Norton or something. Is there a difference there?
So Norton is part of the Greater Attleboro event.
Okay.
However, if you want to donate to any other event, you can also visit relayforlife.org and you can look up your local zip code and it'll tell you what your closest event is. If you're interested in donating to Hope from Home specifically, or which events are participating, if you visit relayforlife.org/Hope from Home, ENE, it will give you the whole list of the events that are participating.
That makes sense. That makes a lot of sense. Now, how do I virtually watch this event? Is that a thing?
It is a thing. So we're lucky enough that we'll be sharing most of our own content on the Relay for Life for Greater Attleboro Facebook page, but there's also a Hope from Home event that we've set up that links to all the events. So if you're just looking to be involved and not specifically with Attleboro, you can also watch from there.
Oh, wow. That's pretty neat. So
Yes.
That's kind of nice, because there probably are a lot of people out there that may or may not have ever been able to actually come to the relay, but now can actually enjoy kind of what goes on, right?
Yes, and we've had it set up, so one of the reasons we went with Facebook is Facebook, once it's posted, it lives there. So if somebody can't hop on at 1 o'clock to watch the opening, they can watch it at their own time later after it's been posted, and you don't need Facebook to look at the public pages. So even if you don't have Facebook, you can still get on the page and view everything. You just won't be able to comment or react to it.
Oh, that's fantastic. You must all be thrilled with that.
Oh yeah, it's been set up like that because it's kind of like, yeah, you go to an event like, Barbara knows you all these different teams at their campsites and maybe selling raffles, and so people are walking around, they're looking around the track, they're looking for their luminaires, they're looking for other luminaires. There's a lot, you're walking around, so you're spending 3-4 hours, but you're not really realizing that you're spending that time there. There's lots of music playing, or maybe you're getting a snack, whatever. But we don't expect people to necessarily be on the computer for 5.5 hours straight. But that's like Brittany says, the content is going to be there, so you can reference it. And there'll be a schedule there, which is why I mentioned earlier the big thing. So if you just want to check out the opening and check out the Survivor ceremony or the Luminaire ceremony or whatever have you, you can do that too.
Barbara, do you have anything to add?
Yeah, I would just say I think the Luminaire ceremony online, I think, is going to be really, really interesting to watch and see, and all the different names and the pictures and the different bags. So that might be something that people really want to sign on and onto Facebook and view that. So
now, Brittany, are you actually editing that whole thing?
I am not. A different one of my staff members. one of my wonderful coworkers is the one that's in charge of that video.
No, it's probably going to be amazing, but I can only imagine how many videos you probably will get in.
Yes. Shout out to Bridget for who's willing to put that together.
I mean, I'm sure it's many man hours. And when do people, if they are watching this, need to get those videos of them doing their own ceremony with the bags?
So we are accepting names for our virtual ceremony through Friday at noon. However, if they're doing things this weekend, they can post pictures to our Facebook pages, email them to myself, which is brittany.toth@cancer.org, message them to our Facebook page, whatever way they want to send them to me, and we will post them the day of, whether it's in the comments or on our wall itself.
Well, what you guys do is amazing, and I hope I haven't missed anything. Is there anything I may have missed, whether between Larry, Barbara, and Brittany, that you'd want to mention?
Is there anything you guys want to? I'll let you guys go first.
No, the only thing I would say is that, we need to continue to fight back and imagine a day without cancer. So hopefully people will tune in and see the virtual event and help support our cause.
Yeah, I would echo that, and that this is still a very important event to be aware of, and if you've been over the last involved in any capacity, whether it's volunteering or a team member or doing laps with a team or helping a team to raise money, if you've been involved in a relay for the last 22 years, we would urge you to don't give up on us now. I mean, make sure to check us out. And if you often wonder what a relay is about, this might be a good time to just like you can in the comfort of your home to see what a relay is all about, and just imagine that it's the inspiration is there, and it's even better in person. But for sure, I mean, there's no question that we all miss the in-person event. I mean, we would rather. We were joking last night at our committee that one of the gentlemen who has always been in charge of the grounds, and somebody said, "Oh, you don't have to go the night before," and then everybody else said, "No, we wish you had to go the night before because we prefer to have the physical event, but we can't, and we've gotten past that. We know we have to move on." So yeah, we would encourage everybody, as Barbara said, to check out the luminary ceremonies, other parts of this, and just really know that we're still there for people who need us.
Yeah, cancer hasn't stopped, so neither have we. I just want to say thank you to everyone who has and will support our mission to save lives, celebrate lives, and continue to lead the fight for a world without cancer, because we wouldn't be able to do this without all of you.
And again, I want to make a donation. Let's end with how I do that, how I get you to your Facebook page, any information. How do I do that?
Yeah, so if you visit relayforlife.org/Greater Attleboro MA, that is our website. The information from Hope from Home is also on there. You can donate and purchase your luminaria directly from there. And then for Facebook, it's the Relay for Life of Greater Attleboro, or you could also search the events for Hope from Home in Massachusetts, Maine, and New Hampshire.
And Barbara, just so people know if they're watching this and do want to decorate one, let them see what they look like again.
Okay, can you see them?
We can. That's what you guys want to do. If you're going to make your own bag, that is how you want to decorate them in any way, shape, or form you want, correct?
Correct.
Yep. Well, guys, always great. And the work you've put in, I mean, having to do all this stuff, February, change everything from February to now, it must have been difficult. But you did it, and you pulled it off tremendously. You must be proud of yourselves, are you?
Yes.
I hope so.
Yep, we're looking forward to Sunday.
So Sunday's exciting, and if there's any more information that comes up until then, they can find that on your website and everything, I'm assuming?
Yes.
Yep.
Well, guys, it's been a pleasure and good luck. I hope it's very successful and as successful as it would have been if people were really there. So I wish you the best of luck.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Thank you, Megan. And if you do get a chance yourself, certainly check out at least part of it on Sunday.
Well, what I'm thinking is we'll try and use some of it for the news that following Friday.
Oh, great.
Because
Great.
usually we come to the relay and get some footage of that. So hopefully we can steal, if you don't mind, some
Go
footage
for it.
of that event.
Yeah, great. Sounds.
But I thank you guys for taking your time, and I thank everybody for taking their time to watch this edition of Inside Look. And please donate to this cause. Cancer never stops, and you need to do what you have to do. So thank you for watching this edition of Inside Look.